So today we're going to talk about the difference between a typical compound microscope and an inverted microscope. These are the microscopes that you use most often in biology labs. In the first one, and this is the one that you would have seen probably in your biology classes in high schools as well, is a typical compound microscope. It has your ocular lenses on the top. This is where you put your eyes to look at them to begin with, to look at the specimen. There could be just one of them, or there could be two. So this is a binocular, so it has two of them in there. You can adjust the space between them to make it more comfortable for you. And that's the first set of magnification. So just looking at the ocular lens alone, you are going to be magnifying the image you're looking at to maybe 5 to 20 fold. In a compound microscope, that is combined with a second set of magnification, which is on your nose piece. This rotating nose piece has various lenses, with objective lenses with various power, starting from 4x in this case, which is the scanning objective lens, all the way up to 100x, which is our oil immersion lens. To get the total magnification of an object, you have to multiply the power that you get from the ocular lens with the one that you're using for the objective lens. So if I'm looking at an object using my low power lens, which in this case is a 10x lens, my ocular lens itself is 10x as well. The total combined power would be 10 times 10 or 100-fold. So when I'm examining an object underneath, the light underneath is going to illuminate your sample, 100x and you're going to be observing it through that mechanism. Now, other times you have samples that are not on a flat surface. So for example, cell culture specimens. Here we have mammalian cell cultures of adherent cells. The cells are actually growing at the bottom surface of this petri dish, because the bottom surface is coated with proteins and chemicals to mimic the extracellular matrix, and then there is liquid media on top of it. Now in this case, because it is a thick plate with a cover on top, if I were to place it underneath my inverted microscope, I will not be able to adjust the focus very well because there's very little space for me to do the adjustment. Secondly, it will never be able to focus the same way and at the same crispness and resolution as we need to look at the sample properly, because the light is underneath, there's very little space for adjustment, and there's a lid on top. The samples are underneath the lid, the liquid, and then the cells. So that's a lot of things to resolve through. So in this case, instead what we use is what we call an inverted microscope. In an inverted microscope, you have the light. So basically you've taken this central area and you've kind of flipped it. So you have the light coming from above. So if I switch on the light is up here, and the entire rotating nose piece is at the bottom of the stage. So now when I place my sample on the stage, and I rotate that nose piece, it's going to be looking directly at my cells only through that bottom surface. The ocular lenses are going to be still separated, and in this case there are multiple lenses underneath the arm to get that compound effect again. It's still a compound microscope. You're still taking the magnification from your ocular lens and multiplying it with the magnification of your objective lens from the rotating nose piece, but adjust the way that it is made. The light is going to get adjusted according to the shape of the microscope to allow you to do so.